Tell him something nice in your language. Like, riz him up in your language.
In French?
No, in...
Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. So I used to say this earlier on when I started this YouTube channel. That was during the beginning of 2024. And that is that if Black Americans were to be in the shoes of white people, then we would be seeing unimaginable forms of racism coming from them towards people who they consider to be non-Black Americans. If Black Americans were to wield the influence that white people possess, if they were to be as academically gifted as white folks, if they were to be as successful as white folks, if they had designed the Western world, brought about the civilization that we are all enjoying today, good music, technology, mind-blowing buildings, wonderful movies, philosophy, science, English language, thriving economies, stable and coveted currencies. All of that, if Black Americans had made all of that possible, then believe me that we would never hear the end of it. And the kind of racism we will see at the hands of these people would be heavily unimaginable. And I am not saying this because I kind of harbor this kind of dislike for Black Americans. No. In fact, on the contrary, guys, I love Black Americans just the same way I love every other person of every other race. But I am saying what I'm saying because of the extensive observations I have been seeing. Black Americans sometimes remind me of Muslims. Yes, because when in the minority, when powerless, Muslims cry Islamophobia and racism. But when they become the majority, when they acquire power, they oppress everyone else. Right now in America, Black Americans are at the bottom of the rung, okay? The Asians are way up there. You have the European immigrants. They are not far behind. You have the Mexicans that are excelling. Even the African immigrants are inching up there. But Black Americans are not really up there. It's not like they're not doing well, but when it comes to the demographic in the US, they are like, way below. And that is why whatever thing you do to them as a non-Black person, especially, they feel like you are looking down on them, and then they accuse you of racism and so on and so forth. Now, that is why you see many Black Americans complaining of racism day in and day out, right? If a white person compliments their hair, it is automatically racism. If a white person mistakenly looks their way for a split second, then yes, of course, that is racist. How dare you look at me? If a white person says good morning to them, oh, racism max. If you require them to reach a particular score like their peers before they are being accepted into college, then that is good old racism. They see racism everywhere, but the moment these guys find themselves among people who they believe to be better than, they will be as racist as you can ever imagine. Despite claiming to have been discriminated against by others, they will unleash all sorts of racism against those people who they feel that they are better than. And that is exactly what this video that we're going to watch today reminded me about. Here we have this African girl who went on this YouTube show with a Black American rapper, but something happened and I want you guys to watch with me.
Tell him something nice in your language. Like, riz him up in your language.
In French?
No, in...
See, now I know you're me because I don't speak.
You just say you speak Igala.
Well, that's Lingala. See, that's crazy because I've never made that sound ever in my life. So, let's see. I gotta make this real nice,
Take your time.
Like something real simple is like Oza Mobali Kitoko.
Izambola Kitoko. What does that mean?
It's like you're a fine man.
Say it again.
Oza Mobali Kitoko. That's crazy because I didn't even make like five of those sounds. So I like, okay, listen. Oza Mobali Kitoko. I'm gonna do it real slow and real easy for you, okay? Kitoko. Kitoko.
So this guy, according to my research, is a popular rapper. I think his name is Blueface, okay? Some of you might even know him. Maybe some of you listen to his music. So this guy is not some naive or ignorant nobody. No, he is a public figure and he knows the implications of what he is doing. He is well aware of what he is doing. His attempt at making fun of her language by, misrepresenting it, by saying it in that like distorted way is not just disrespectful, but quite shameful. seeing as he himself is an African. That was the same thing that unhinged Black American TikTok woman does. I mean, the one who goes by the name Mrs. Christ. She insultingly mimics Africans in their language, claiming that Africans speak ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, you know, something like that. These are the same people who can't even communicate among themselves if the English language is taken away from them. They make fun of Africans who can speak several native dialects and still be able to speak English, and in some cases, even Spanish, French, Chinese, whatever you can think of. Whereas these Black Americans cannot even utter a single word that is not a borrowed word, okay? But they will laugh at Africans because they believe that the African language and the African people are not polished enough for them. Like they believe that Africans and their languages or their cultures or whatever are beneath them. This was the same thing I observed when South Sudan almost won the basketball match between them and America. That was back in 2024. We saw how these Black Americans were making TikTok videos being very condescending towards the South Sudanese people, saying that the South Sudanese basketball team is a village team, that they can't even afford their own basketball shoes, that they depend on the American basketball team for hand-me-down shoes. Some even call them tribal names in a way that, you know, is meant to belittle them. I even remember one Gilbert Arenas calling them the Ahi Ahi tribe. The Ahi Ahi tribe, okay? He thought it was crazy that the almighty Black American basketball team almost allowed the Ahi Ahi tribe to defeat them during this game.
We got the males almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, we almost lost to them. And the king had to save. The king had to save us. I know the LeBron haters are mad. We almost lost to the Ahi Ahi tribe. This is crazy. Man, Embiid over there, goddamn throwing the game. He throwing the game for his cousins and shit. We don't supposed to be losing to air up there. Come on, man. Cool Runnings? We don't supposed to lose to the Cool Runnings team. They don't even have shoes. They get their shoes from America. We gotta ship them shoes. They don't even have basketball rims, dog. Manubo, I seen he had to walk, what, an hour and a half to go shoot basketball. We losing to people who don't even, they got baskets in the back. They shooting on fucking peach baskets in dirt, no shoes.
Now, I'm not saying that all Black Americans are like this. Of course, there will always be exceptions. There will be good people, you know, wonderful people, reasonable people. But a good number of them, like I said, if given the chance, will be 10 times more racist towards other people. But my happiness is that Africans from Africa couldn't even care less about this kind of, misguided behaviors. They are not hyper-focused on racism and microaggressions to give a freak about all of this nonsense. In fact, in most cases, they won't even understand that you are deliberately trying to be racist towards them or trying to be condescending towards them. In fact, instead of being like enraged or, complaining and whining, like we see some of these Black Americans do every day on the internet, they complain about the system, complain about being raced against when a white person smiles at them. Oh, it is racism. Africans will never do that. Africans will, in fact, laugh at your so-called racism. They might even find it funny or just ignore you completely. Okay, so ooga booga, whatever it is, it doesn't mean anything with them. Just like we saw this woman do. I'm sure she doesn't even understand that this guy was trying to troll her heritage. She thought it was funny. She patiently clarified the difference in her language, and she genuinely repeated the words as many times in a bid to clarify it for him. She did not pick offense. She didn't run to TikTok to whine about the so-called racist encounter. She didn't even accuse the system. She didn't acknowledge his horrible behavior. She just went on with her life, and that was the end of it. But one thing these guys don't understand is that Africans are really different. We are not crybabies. We have gone through enough to the extent that disrespectful behaviors like this are the least of our worries. In fact, it is a privilege to be bothered by this kind of displays, okay? If the highlight of your oppression is something like this, someone going in a bid to make fun of your language, then you, my dear, are not African, because Africans are not bothered by these kind of things. The only reason I'm talking about this is because I am in the niche of commenting on this kind of societal issues. If this is not part of the job, then I wouldn't even be here saying anything about it, because honestly, I am not even bothered. But I am calling this out because that is what I do. I take notice of these nonsensical behaviors and then I criticize it. See how he is distorting her words and making fun of her language. But the moment someone else does that to him, maybe someone who is not black, he's going to whine and cry racism. It's going to be all about him and all about his oppression. So I repeat my words. If these guys were to find themselves in the shoes of those who they claim are being racist towards them, they will even do worse. They will be 10 times more racist than those people they accuse of racism. I have a lot to say about this particular issue, but for now, I am just going to hold my peace, guys. Anyway, these are my thoughts and these are my opinions. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to this channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or supporting the channel in any way that you can. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.